Okay, the mystery is over for Rutgers in the NBA draft. We get two guys in the top five. Dylan Harper, as many predicted, goes number two to San Antonio. And Ace Bailey, after lots of speculation and head scratching, winds up going number five to, who'd have thunk it, the Utah Jazz. Let's get to it. Okay, so it's over and done with for Rutgers' two highest recruits in history getting drafted into the NBA. Dylan Harper, the highest NBA draft pick ever. Uh, the last Rutgers team that was, let's say, was the team that everybody thought this past year would kind of be like. From the mid to late 70s when we went to the Final Four and lost to Michigan in 1976. Jammin' James Bailey went number six in 1979. Bill Sellers, went number 38, which back then would have been round three in 1976. Or James Bailey, 1979. Phil Sellers, 1976. Mike Dabney went number 36. Who, I would have, I wouldn't, I didn't really remember that he went that high, but he did. And Fast Eddie Jordan went number 33, which was the second round in 1977. And one of my favorite guys of all time, Quincy Doobie, went number 19 in 2006. So the Spurs are happy. It's a good organization. Uh, the consensus is that it's a good fit for both sides. They have an inside-out duo and tandem now that they could build around potentially for the long term with Harper and Wemby and Victor Wembanyama. San Antonio is solid. They have those championships. They were always good year in and year out with Pop and Tim Duncan and the Admiral. You can develop him and put him alongside De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle, and they have something. Popovich is now the president, and it's going to be, I think, a pretty good situation. Not sure that Dylan's defense will kind of fit what San Antonio, at least historically, has liked to do. But there's no rush, and San Antonio likes to and can, yes, develop players. We know what development programs are like. So we wish Dylan the best of luck. I'm not really excited as others, other fans and those that cover the program. Because having Ace and Dylan didn't really translate to success. Spotlight is not success. We had a couple hired guns, didn't have a successful year. Spotlight doesn't equate to success. With the player movement and NIL, yada, 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 college is a professional developmental league, basically staffed with mercenaries. It's not amateur athletics. No one will be putting in the time anymore. So that's my rant for tonight. BJ Edgecombe, as I said, I don't know, a couple months back, he's probably going to go to Philly and not Ace. Mike from the Night Report probably will like this as an ad. It's not flashy, it's not spectacular. I know that he was kind of hoping for Ace, but Edgecombe was a really good athlete, especially defensively. Needs some work on his offensive game. He can he can put on defensive pressure, but as a primary ball handler, 3-point shooter, needs a little bit of work. But that's okay, being where he is in Philly. It's the irony is if you kind of like blended Dylan and VJ together, you'd have something. Um, you'd have a well-rounded finished product that could play both ends of the floor. And that other number 3 pick, Michael Jordan, the most dominant and greatest basketball player I've ever seen, and probably all time, that was elite on both ends of the floor with superb athleticism. We don't have that here. uh, Nonetheless, VJ is not going to help Philadelphia win right away. They need to stay healthy. But he's a good kind of long-term piece, development, fit him into the system. Mike from the Night Report probably wanted, or actually was hoping for Ace, but this should be a solid ad for him. Richie, not so much, as his Nets take BYU point guard Igor Demon, a 6'8" guard who's really a wing but has defensive liabilities. It's kind of a weird pick. I'll be waiting to see what he has to say about that. The Hornets were not, they picked number 4. They thought, okay, maybe Ace would go there. But the mystery ends with a place that it's kind of a surprise because Ace seemed to have like dissed Utah, didn't want to go there, preferred to go to Washington. Sorry, Washington. And he winds up going to the Utah Jazz, who were like, I don't care what your management team, your representation says, we're taking the best guy on our board. Many had Ace as a top 3 pick, mostly based on his upside, but upside is potential. It's not where you are now. He didn't work out with anybody. And in today's world where there's immediate gratification, I've talked about this a bunch. Guys in these front offices, they don't care. They're riverboat gamblers. They think they're the smartest guys in the room. They think they can turn everybody into the next star, and they will gamble with someone with upside, especially when they have talent and athleticism. Look, Ace he's an athletic wing. He is a bold shot taker and maker. If everything comes together well, you're going to have some pretty good upside. And, maybe out in Utah, he has the ability to have an immediate impact, at least in certain aspects of the game. As I spoke about in my video yesterday, he's not a finished product. That's going to, to take some coaching up. Utah has a new president of basketball operations, Austin Ainge. They have another pick at 21. So if they're trying to develop some complementary basketball and piece together complementary players, that might be something we have to look at down the road. But, Ace, it's kind of weird. Is he 6'8"? Is he 6'10"? Nonetheless, he averaged 17.5 points at Rutgers, 7 rebounds, had a 39-point game against Indiana, 37 against Northwestern. But I got to tell you right now, Ace, Northwestern and Indiana are not the NBA. And if you're banking on Ace's upside and his potential, you need to smooth out the rough edges in his shot selection, distribution, and some of his how he sets himself up and places himself defensively on the floor. And he's young, he's 18, so maybe, just maybe, you have a Kobe Bryant type upside. Don't think Ace is going to be that. But nonetheless, we wish these guys well, even though their stay in Rutgers and New Brunswick was a short one. Hopefully these guys, Dylan will because of his ties to New Jersey, but hopefully these guys come back and do us proud. Nonetheless, there you have it. Ace and Dylan, two highest, or at least Dylan is actually they both are, right? Number 2, number 5, Jammin' James Bailey, number 6. Everybody enjoy the rest of your week, and we'll see you the next time. And good luck to Ace and Dylan.